Let me ask you something. When did we start believing that we must announce everything we're working on? We post the goal. We share the dream. We talk about the next big move before we've even made the first one. And in all this noise, something quietly dies: the power of private progress. Jim Rohn once said, "The walls we build around our ambition should be stronger than the noise outside of them." This first part of your journey is all about reclaiming the power of silence. Because real growth doesn't make a lot of noise. Not in the beginning. But when it finally shows up, it turns heads. Section 1:10. In the age of noise, silence is a superpower. We live in a world that rewards visibility. The more you share, the more you're liked. The louder you are, the more attention you attract. But let's be honest, does noise equal progress? Absolutely not. Most people talk more than they do. They gain followers but lose focus. They gain likes but lose discipline. Silence today can lead to applause tomorrow. But applause today often kills momentum tomorrow. Let that sink in. The world doesn't need to know your every move, but you need to be deeply committed to those moves, even if no one's watching. Section 2A. The problem with premature praise. Here's the trap. You announce your goal. Let's say, "I'm going to lose 20 pounds," or "I'm launching my business." People cheer. You feel validated. But that moment of external applause gives you a false sense of achievement. Psychologists call it premature satisfaction. Your brain registers the praise as if you've already succeeded. And what happens next? You relax, you procrastinate, you lose urgency. Jim Rohn said, "Don't mistake movement for achievement." Similarly, don't mistake announcement for accomplishment. Section 30. Let your actions whisper until they roar. You don't need to post every workout. You don't need to broadcast every sacrifice. You don't need to hashtag your hustle. You just need to do the work. Quiet work creates loud results. And real success doesn't need a press release. When you work in silence, you sharpen your focus. You avoid the pressure of expectations. And most importantly, you build authentic confidence. Because when the results come, and they will, you won't need to tell people. They'll ask you. Section 40. Stories of silent giants. Let me give you examples of people who understood this power. Warren Buffett. He didn't talk much. He studied, read, and invested quietly. Today, his results speak louder than any announcement ever could. Kobe Bryant. While others posted gym selfies, Kobe was in the gym at 4 a.m. No cameras, no noise. His work ethic became legendary. A Jim Rohn himself, he wasn't flashy. He didn't need to shout. He just lived by principle and taught with quiet wisdom. And decades later, people still quote his name. Why? Because the work lasted. The noise didn't. Section 5. The focus funnel. Why less noise to more power? Let me show you something powerful. When you reduce noise, you increase concentration. When you reduce distractions, you increase discipline. When you reduce talking, you increase doing. This is what I call the focus funnel. Less copy, eat it, less noise. More focus, more action. Better results, confidence. Repeat. Every minute spent announcing your moves is a minute taken away from executing them. And if you're really about growth, then you'd rather build than broadcast. Section 6A. How to build in silence without feeling alone. Now, I'm not saying become a monk. You don't need to disappear completely. But you need to create intentional silence. Here's how. 1. Set private goals. You don't have to share your vision with everyone. Let it be sacred. Let it be yours. Let it grow in the dark. 2. Build a quiet routine. No noise. No excuses. Mornings are golden for this. No distractions, just effort. 3. Share only with builders. Talk to people who understand the grind, not those who drain your energy. 4. Journal your progress. You don't need to post. Just record. Track your evolution in silence. Jim Rohn kept journals for decades. He called them treasure maps of his life. Section 7A. The real reason people want to be loud. Let's be honest. Why do people overshare? Because they're afraid. Afraid of being invisible. Afraid of being overlooked. Afraid of failing without sympathy. But here's a truth worth remembering. If your dream is real and your grind is consistent, you will never stay invisible for long. The world may ignore you now, but the world can't ignore results. So stop begging for attention. Start building something that demands it. Section 8. Final thoughts. The sound of true success. Success doesn't need to shout. It walks into the room, and people feel it. It shows up in your peace, your confidence, your results, not your status updates. Jim Rohn said, "Don't just learn to earn, learn to become." And becoming happens in the quiet hours, in the grind that no one sees, in the choices no one claps for. So as we end part 1, I challenge you: choose silence over noise. Choose progress over posts. Choose depth over display. Let the world wonder what you're building. Then one day, when your success shows up, they'll know. So you've committed to working in silence. You've stopped posting every move. You've rejected the need for instant validation. Now comes the real test. Can you stay consistent when no one's clapping? Can you keep building when there's no applause, no audience, no praise? This part is about discipline. The kind of discipline that's forged when the world isn't looking. Jim Rohn said it best, discipline is the foundation upon which all success is built. Lack of discipline inevitably leads to failure. And make no mistake, behind every strong man or woman is a quiet structure of daily habits built in private. Let's build yours. Section 1. Why discipline matters more than motivation. Motivation is exciting. It gets the engine started. But what happens when motivation disappears? You miss a workout. You hit snooze. You skip the reading. You delay the project. That's where discipline steps in. Jim Rohn said, "We must all suffer one of two pains, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret." Discipline is doing what must be done, whether you feel like it or not. Section 2N, the myth of public accountability. A lot of people rely on public accountability. If I post it online, I'll stay committed. If I tell people, they'll keep me in check. But what happens when nobody checks in? What happens when people forget or stop caring? You're left alone and undisciplined. That's why you must develop private accountability, where the only person you report to is the person in the mirror. This is maturity. This is self-leadership. This is the true path to long-term success. Section 3. Build your discipline like a muscle. Discipline isn't something you're born with. It's built like strength in the gym. And like any muscle, it grows through resistance and repetition. Let's look at a few ways to build it strong. 1. Start small. Don't try to change everything overnight. Start with one habit, one task, one win. Small victories build trust with yourself. 2. Be consistent. Not perfect. Perfection kills progress. Show up daily, even if it's messy. As Jim Rohn taught, success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. 3. Create non-negotiables. These are the things you do no matter what. Example: 30 minutes of reading, 15 minutes of silence, 20 push-ups. The more you honor them, the stronger your discipline gets. Section 4. The hidden hours, where success is really made. Everyone sees the athlete on stage, the speaker at the mic, the author at the launch. But what they don't see are the hidden hours, the athlete training alone in the dark, the speaker rehearsing in front of a mirror 50 times, the writer grinding through 100 drafts no one will ever read. These moments don't go viral. They don't get likes or shares, but they build the unshakable foundation that success stands on. You want to shine publicly, then grind privately. Section 5. Crafting your private work ritual. You don't need applause. You need a ritual. Here's a sample blueprint to help you start. Morning power hour, hour half hour, 10 minutes silence or journaling, 10 minutes reading something inspiring, 10 minutes goal review, twice today's top tasks, focused work block, 6 to 190 minutes distraction, free phone on airplane mode, timer on one task, deep work only, evening reflection. What did I do well today? What needs improvement? What am I grateful for? This system trains your mind to respect the process even when no one else sees it. Section 6A. Replace praise with progress. Praise feels good for a moment. Progress feels better for a lifetime. Every day, ask yourself, did I keep my promise to myself today? Am I 1% better than yesterday? Did I beat the resistance? Forget the outside scoreboard. Play the inner game. Because no one can take that away from you. And eventually, your progress will speak so loudly that praise will come whether you want it or not. Section 7. Overcoming the boredom of mastery. Let's be honest, the daily grind can get boring. Waking up early, doing the same practice, repeating the same rituals. But guess what? Boring is where breakthroughs are born. Champions are made in boredom. Winners are forged in repetition. Masters are built through monotony. Jim Rohn said, success is neither magical nor mysterious. Success is the natural consequence of consistently applying basic fundamentals. If you can endure the boredom, you'll earn the brilliance. Section 80. The power of private victory. Let's end this section with the concept of private victory. Stephen Covey talked about it, and Jim Rohn lived it. Before you can win in public, you must win in private. Before you lead others, you must lead yourself. This means keeping promises to yourself, finishing what you start, respecting your time, controlling your environment, mastering your emotions. When you win these small battles behind closed doors, the world will see the confidence, but never the chaos you overcame to build it. Final thoughts. The real you is built in the quiet. Discipline is not about suffering. It's about structure that supports freedom. When you build strong daily practices, you don't need applause, because your results will eventually speak for themselves. So here's your challenge: show up daily. Don't skip the boring. Build without begging for attention. Create habits that no one can take away. The world rewards those who work in silence, and let their results echo forever. You've chosen silence. You've built a foundation of quiet discipline. But now comes the real battle, not outside, but inside. Because even if you're working in silence, there's still noise all around. The ping of a message, the scroll of endless feeds, the whisper of self-doubt, the pressure of comparison, the background hum of mediocrity. If you don't kill the noise will kill your focus. Jim Rohn said, "Don't let your learning lead to knowledge. Let your learning lead to action." And action requires mental clarity, emotional control, and environmental discipline. Let's dive in. Section 1, the invisible enemy. Digital distraction. Let's face it, we live in the noisiest time in human history. Think about it, your phone can now do 100 things that used to be done by 100 tools. But here's the problems. Your phone is a tool, or it's a trap. Every time you pick it up, ask yourself, is this moving me forward or pulling me sideways? The average person spends 4 to 6 hours a day on their phone, but says they don't have time for reading, creating, or exercising. Let that sink in. So if you're truly serious about success in silence, you need to design a quiet digital life. Section 2, control the scroll. Don't let it control you. Jim Rohn believed in guarding the gates of your mind. What are you feeding your brain every day? Is it drama, comparison, negativity, shiny distractions? Or is it wisdom, discipline, inspiration, strategy? Here's a simple digital detox framework. Unfollow the empty. Unfollow anything that triggers envy, noise, or emotional exhaustion. Follow the few. Only keep accounts that inspire, educate, or uplift. Delete what distracts. If an app is stealing hours from your purpose, it's too expensive. Schedule phone free time. Set 100 to 2 hours daily where your phone is in another room. You can't build an empire with a phone in your hand 24/7. Section 3, the mental noise. Kill the doubt. Distraction isn't just digital. Some of the loudest noise is internal. What if I fail? What will they say? Am I even good enough? That's not your voice. That's the voice of fear. And the only way to silence it is with evidence. Start collecting evidence of your effort. A workout you didn't skip, a journal entry you wrote, a task you completed, a book you finished. Each one silences the noise a little more. Each one tells your fear, I'm doing the work, whether you approve or not. Section 4, the comparison trap, one of the deadliest noises. Comparison. It sneaks in when you scroll, when you see others winning, when you start questioning your own pace. But here's the truth. Comparison is the thief of joy and the killer of progress. Your journey is custom built. It's not supposed to look like anyone else's. Jim Rohn said, you cannot change your destination overnight, but you can change your direction. So stop comparing your day 30 to someone's year 10. Your only competition is yesterday's you. Section 50, design your environment for silence. Success isn't just built in your mind. It's also built in your space. Look around. Does your environment reflect your ambition? If not, upgrade it. Clear the clutter. A messy space, a messy mind. Keep it clean. Keep it focused. Control the sound. Use music, silence, or nature sounds to create a flow state. Visual reminders. Place quotes, goals, or photos in your space that pull you forward. Your space should whisper, it's time to build. Section 60, build a distraction defense system. You don't fight distractions with willpower alone. You beat them with systems. The do not disturb window. Set a 60 and 90-minute block each day where notifications are off. This is your sacred deep work time. The 5-minute rule. When a distraction tempts you, delay it 5 minutes. Most urges fade if not fed immediately. The focus list each day. Write down the 3 most important tasks. Not 10, just 3. Everything else is noise. Weekly review every Sunday. Ask, what distracted me last week? What will I do differently this week? Awareness creates improvement. Improvement builds discipline. Discipline creates results. Section 7, choose silence over noise. Daily, every day, you're offered 2 paths. The noisy path, full of drama, distraction, shallow validation. The silent path, full of purpose, peace, and progress. The noisy path is easy. The silent path is rare. But rare paths lead to rare lives. Jim Rohn once said, learn to work harder on yourself than you do on your job. And that inner work requires quiet. Section 80, final thoughts. Peace is power. Let's close this with a truth most people ignore. Noise is not strength. Noise is weakness disguised as relevance. The strongest people you'll ever meet are often the quietest because they've already made peace with who they are. And now they're focused on who they're becoming. You don't need to make noise. You need to make progress. You don't need to respond to everything. You need to refine everything. So here's your challenge: declutter your devices. Guard your mind. Protect your time. Design a world that supports your silent grind. Because when the noise fades, all that's left is the work. And that work will echo for a lifetime. You've silenced the distractions. You've built in private. You've stayed disciplined even when no one noticed. Now the results start showing up, but not as noise, not as hype. They show up as transformation. They show up as confidence. They show up as undeniable progress. And here's the thing: you don't need to tell anyone you've changed. They'll see it. Jim Rohn once said, "Don't join an easy crowd. You won't grow. Go where the expectations and the demands to perform are high." High performers know this. You don't talk your way into respect. You earn it through results. Let's dive into how you let your progress become your loudest voice. Section 1: The shift from words to results. Most people live in a world of intentions. I want to start a business. I'm trying to get healthy. I'm planning to save more money. But intentions don't impress anyone. Execution does. Talking about goals is easy. Becoming the kind of person who achieves them, that's rare. So from here on out, your job is simple: talk less, do more. Let the results tell the story. Section 2: Hey, what real progress looks like. Progress doesn't always scream. Often, it's quiet and steady. Waking up 30 minutes earlier, saving 100 this month, finishing one book, saying no to one distraction, sticking to your meal plan, practicing one new skill each day. These may seem small, but over weeks and months, they compound into something powerful. Jim Rohn said, "Success is neither magical nor mysterious. It is the natural consequence of consistently applying the basic fundamentals." Consistency is louder than any quote, and results will always speak louder than promises. Section 3: How to measure real growth. Forget vanity metrics. Forget followers, likes, or temporary praise. Measure your growth by these questions. Are you more disciplined today than last month? Are your habits better than they were 90 days ago? Are you solving bigger problems now than before? Are you more focused, grateful, calm, and clear? If the answer is yes, you're winning, even if no one claps. Because real success doesn't need an audience. It just needs your commitment. Section 4A: How to let your results speak. You don't need to promote yourself. You need to produce. Here's how to let your work make the noisy one. Be consistent. People stop and stare when you show up every day. Consistency is a rare superpower in a world of flakes. 2. Be excellent. Go the extra mile in your craft. Do the things no one else is willing to do. 3. Be silent. You don't need to explain. Let them notice. You've changed. You're glowing. Something about you feels different. That's result speaking, louder than words ever could. Section 50A: Let the critics watch, but don't talk to them. Here's what happens when you start winning. Some will admire you. Some will doubt you. Some will try to bring you down. Some will say, "You got lucky." Let them. Because the most powerful response isn't an argument, it's another result. When people question your success, don't explain, execute. Jim Rohn said, "Take advice, not orders. Take information, not direction." You don't owe the doubters anything, but you owe yourself everything. So keep building. Keep improving. Let them watch silently as your life levels up. Section 6C: The compound effect of quiet progress. Here's what most people don't realize: these small progress, done silently and daily, becomes massive transformation over time. Let's say you do the following for just 1 year. Read 10 pages a day, 12 books, save 10 a day to 3, 6, and 50. Workout 4 days a week at 2,000 sessions. Learn 1 new skill a month to 12 new skills. Eliminate 1 distraction a week to 52 fewer bad habits. Now imagine doing this for 3 years. Or 5. By then, you won't need to talk. You'll walk differently. Your presence alone will speak volumes. Section 7I: Make your progress unmistakable. You don't need to convince others. Just make your progress so clear they can't ignore it. This means show up early, deliver more than expected, stay in shape, keep your word, lead with integrity, keep evolving when others stay stagnant. The people who doubted you, they'll either ask for help or fall silent. And when they ask, don't say, "I told you so." Just say, "I kept working." Section 80: Final thoughts. Your results are your resume. Let's end this with clarity. You don't need hype. You don't need to scream. You don't need to prove anything. Let your life prove it. Let your actions prove it. Let your bank account, body habits, relationships, mindset, and skills do the talking. Jim Rohn taught this principle beautifully. Learn to express, not impress. And there's no greater expression of discipline, dedication, and development than quiet, consistent progress. So keep going by. Build so well, grow so strong, deliver so consistently, that when you walk into a room, your results introduce you. You've done the hard work. You've embraced silence. You've built discipline. You've let your progress speak. Now, let's go beyond success. Let's talk legacy. Because in the end, success isn't just about what you achieve. It's about what you leave behind. Jim Rohn once said, "The major value in life is not what you get. The major value in life is what you become." Success is personal. Legacy is generational. Let's talk about how to live, build, and work in a way that echoes far beyond your own life. Section 15. The difference between success and legacy. Let's define the difference. Success is what you accomplish for yourself. Legacy is what others gain because of how you lived. Success is the fruit. Legacy is the tree you plant that others rest under long after you're gone. And the deepest fulfillment doesn't come from trophies. It comes from knowing someone's life is better because I stayed disciplined. Section 2a. What kind of legacy are you building? Every day, whether you know it or not, you're writing your story. The question is, what story will they tell about you when you're not in the room? Were you a person of your word? Did you create value? Did you give more than you took? Did you uplift or gossip? Did you lead or follow the noise? Jim Rohn said, "Character is a quality that embodies many important traits, such as integrity, courage, perseverance, confidence, and wisdom. And character is the foundation of legacy." Section 30e. Work like someone's watching. Because they are, you may feel alone sometimes. Like no one notices your effort. But someone is always watching. Your younger sibling, your child, your team. Your community, your future self. Your discipline today becomes their permission tomorrow. Jim Rohn used to say, "For things to change, you have to change. And when you change, others believe they can too." Section 4a. Lead quietly, but powerfully. We often associate leadership with speaking, commanding, and controlling. But real leadership is quiet influence. You don't need a title. You don't need followers. You don't need a stage. You just need integrity and silence. Show up when no one else does. Deliver when no one expects you to. Stay humble when you win. Stay consistent when you lose. That's leadership, and that builds respect that lasts. Section 50. Legacy is built in the mundane. People think legacy is created in grand moments. No, legacy is built in the small, ordinary acts done consistently over time. Holding your tongue when you want to lash out, helping when no one's watching, finishing the job when it's boring, saying no to quick pleasure, saying yes to long-term vision. These moments shape who you are and how you'll be remembered. As Jim Rohn said, we must all walk the spiral stairs of success one step at a time. Legacy is one silent step at a time. Section 60. Teach without preaching. One of the most powerful ways to build a legacy is this. Teach through example, not lectures. Don't just say, read books. Be someone they see reading. Don't say, be financially wise. Let them see you budgeting. Don't say, chase your dream. Let them watch you chase yours. People learn through what you model, not what you say. Leave behind not just advice, but a standard. Section 7i. The legacy of self-respect. Let's go deeper. Legacy isn't just what you leave for the world. It's what you leave within yourself. Can you respect yourself in the mirror? Can you sleep peacefully knowing you gave it your all? Can you look back with pride, not regret? Jim Rohn said, make rest a necessity, not an objective. Rest well, but never retire from improving yourself. You leave a legacy when you become the kind of person you admire, not just for others, but for yourself. Section 80. Your legacy doesn't need a microphone. In the end, the most powerful people often say the least. Why? Because their life says everything. The parent who worked 2 jobs in silence. The teacher who believed in you when no one else did. The friend who showed up in your darkest hour. They didn't need to go viral. They didn't need thousands of followers. They left a legacy because they gave quietly, built consistently, and loved deeply. That's what real noise sounds like. Final words. Be the echo, not the hype. You started this journey with a mindset. Work hard in silence. Let your success make the noise. But now you understand that noise isn't for ego. It's not about, look at me. It's about, look at what's possible. Look what can happen when you stay focused. Look what silence, sacrifice, and structure can build. Jim Rohn's legacy still echoes, not because he shouted, but because he served. Now it's your turn. So go ahead. Wake up early. Keep your word. Do what's right. Build in silence. Let your results speak. And leave a legacy that whispers to future generations. This is what it means to live with purpose, passion, and peace, without noise.